I was never one to believe in the supernatural. Ghosts, demons, things that go bump in the night. Those were just stories to me. Until that fateful night when I moved into the old Victorian house on Elm Street. It was a dark and stormy evening when I first laid eyes on the house. Rain poured down in torrents, lightning splitting the sky and thunder shaking the earth. It seemed like the perfect setting for a horror movie, but I brushed aside my unease and stepped inside. The interior was as creepy as the exterior, with creaking wooden floors and peeling wallpaper. But it was all I could afford, and I needed a fresh start after the divorce. I made my way through the dimly lit hallway, flashlight in hand, and found the living room. The real estate agent had assured me the house was empty, but as I shined my light around the room, I noticed an old portrait on the wall. It was a painting of a woman, her eyes staring directly at me. The eyes seemed to follow my every move. I shivered, convinced it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. I made a mental note to take it down the next day and went to bed, hoping for a peaceful night's sleep. But sleep did not come easily that night. I was awakened by the sound of whispering voices, faint but distinct. I strained to listen, trying to make out what they were saying. It was as if they were coming from the walls themselves, the very foundation of the house. "Leave," they hissed, their voices a chilling chorus. "Leave this place." I sat up in bed, my heart pounding. The voices grew louder, more insistent, and I couldn't deny it any longer. This house was haunted. I had to get out. But as I swung my legs over the edge of the bed, I froze. The floor beneath me was ice cold, and it felt as if invisible hands were gripping my ankles, pulling me down. I struggled to break free, panic rising within me. With one final, desperate pull, I managed to wrench myself from the floor's grasp and stumbled out of the room. The voices pursued me, echoing through the hallway, but I couldn't make out their words anymore. They had become a cacophony of tortured souls, their anguish filling the air. I reached the front door, my trembling hands fumbling with the doorknob. It refused to turn. I tried again and again, but it was as if the door had been sealed shut. I was trapped. The whispers grew louder, closer, until I felt their cold breath on my neck. I turned, and there she was, the woman from the portrait, her ghostly figure standing before me. Her eyes were empty voids, and her lips curled into a malevolent smile. "You should have left when you had the chance," she whispered, her voice a haunting melody. "Now you're one of us." I screamed, but no sound came out. The walls of the house seemed to close in around me, and I was enveloped in darkness. I could feel the presence of countless spirits, their tormented souls surrounding me. I was no longer alone in the house. I was a part of it. Days turned into weeks, and I wandered the endless corridors of the haunted house, a prisoner of the supernatural forces that held me captive. The whispers never ceased, their words a constant torment. I tried to communicate with them, to understand their pain, but it was futile. They were trapped here, just as I was, and there was no escape. My only solace was the portrait of the woman. She visited me in my dreams, her spectral form appearing before me. She told me her story, the story of a woman who had been wronged, betrayed, and left to suffer for all eternity. She had become the guardian of this cursed house, her spirit forever bound to its walls. I begged her for release, but she only laughed, her laughter echoing through the darkness. "There is no escape," she said. "You are a part of this house now, just like me. And so, I remain here, a prisoner of this haunted Victorian house on Elm Street." The whispers continue, a never-ending chorus of despair. I am trapped in a nightmare from which there is no awakening. The supernatural, once a mere curiosity, has become my living nightmare, and I am forever bound to its chilling embrace. So heed my warning. If you ever come across the old Victorian house on Elm Street, run as far away as you can. For once you enter, there is no escape, and you will become a part of its terrifying history, just like me.